I'm going to start off with a story that the first time that I read it, I think it helped change my life. This is entitled Older Bull Elephants Controlling the Young Males. Alright? And it starts off, orphaned male adolescents go on killing sprees with mature males around. That's how it starts off. Now, moths is a state of heightened sexual and aggressive activity in male elephants. So, young orphaned moths, males, African elephants, that had been introduced to Africa, a herd, what they did was they took the older male elephants out of their herd. And they could not figure out, and they introduced young males into it. Okay? And what began to happen was that younger male elephants would kill off the offspring of the other male elephants. Okay? And the younger male elephants were doing this so that they can ensure their survival. Right? Because we know that two basic instincts are survival and replication. Right? In the process of ensuring their survival, really what they were doing was ensuring and guaranteeing their extinction. Because one male elephant would have a baby, and then another male elephant would come out and kill it, and then that male elephant would have a baby, and then that male elephant would come out and kill it during this month season, this heightened sexual urge. Okay, so all of this testosterone was going on. So what happened was the scientists could not figure out why. All right, why was this going on? Why were they, And so what they did was they introduced older male elephants into the herd, and guess what happened? The killing stopped. The foolishness stopped. Because the older male elephants began to show the younger male elephants how to behave. They began to show up, basically. What the point I'm making is when a man or when a male shows up, things change. Okay? All the biology in nature supports this. From 0-point conception to birth. Okay? When you have a birth, it starts off with an XX chromosome. Alright? And then after about 3 months, 6 months, or however many months, that gestation period, if a Y chromosome shows up, the baby begins to change into a man. Things begin to change when that Y shows up, when that male shows up. When I read this story, I started to think, well, if that's the case, if I just showed up, then I could change something. If I just appeared, then I could move something or put something meaningful in. Alright? So, to the point of body posture, body language, I've noticed since I've grown, since I've attended these meetings, my confidence has skyrocketed. And don't get me wrong, I thought I had all the goods before. But my confidence has skyrocketed to the point of when you walk into a place, a social gathering, and you see any beautiful women of the many that may be there, it's common. I will find, and I found that my success rate goes up. 10 times 10, where I take the advice of other males who have done this game, and I approach within 3 seconds. Now, normally, when I go to that set of people, I don't end up with that set later on in the night. But what I'm doing when I go to that set is introducing myself as a man, a high-value man, where I know I'm not looking to be a potential suitor. I am actually going there and grounding my identity with their reality. Okay? And what do I mean by that? I mean simply, I know that if that person were to get to know me and my identity more, then I would bring a lot more value in their experience that night. And that's my purpose for going to that initial set. It works for me. Okay? And I can go from set to set. I can forward merge from there to other sets to join. I might backwards merge some sets. So on and so on and so forth. Here's what I'm saying in short. The reason why, like the other night, people, well, how do you do this or how do you do that? The reason why, okay, I'm able to do what I do, especially with the opposite sex, is because going up to a woman with confidence, with no real true intention other than add value into her life for that moment that you're with her. Okay? So I'm relationally independent to the outcome. Right? I don't really, it's not, okay? It's the same thing to us men as it would be if a girl walked up to you, lifted up her shirt, and showed you her boobs. Isn't that attractive? You would almost want to fall in love with a woman who found that much value in you that she would walk next to you, slow down her gait, look back at you, turn around, walk toward you some more, and gave you a peek. That's almost attractive. It's not enough, but it's almost attractive. And that's what I do with women. Confidence with subtleties. Okay, it's very subtle. Will create that biological response in a woman. So when we talk about body posture, okay, what's really cool, okay, with men is that you don't have to be physically perfect to be attractive to women. You can have things that's wrong with you. Disfigurements. You can have weight issues. You can be of this ethnicity or that ethnicity. Women are, they experience attraction totally different than we do, and in a cool way. Alright? Ways that we might not even understand. What's beautiful about this, I think God, I think the Lord, is that I can create it through demonstrations of higher depth. Maybe I've walked in the room with a few women with me. Okay. It's a demonstration of higher depth. maybe I, through my stories, can subcommunicate my willingness to emote, be genuine and be real. Someone that she can connect with somehow after only knowing me for 2 minutes. That I'm a protector of loved ones. We can go on to the other two. A leader of men. Through some of this, I've been doing that ever since I was 18. And, I'm a successful risk taker. All these things, then she knows that a man showed up. Because the thing about it is, really, when you go into a club, no one even knows who you are, and nor do they give a shit. So our job is to change their mind. And that's the game. Because the game works like this. I'm not going out gaming tonight. But here's what I know. That the game has straightened my life out. Right? Wherever I go, I'm primed. Okay? I believe inside and out. If a woman, how long do you think a woman spends in the mirror getting ready, grooming herself for the day?
I'd say between an hour and 2.
Okay. So,
that's for Cosmo.
Let's an hour, okay. An hour or 2. Let's take away her sleeping hours, 8 hours. So that means she's awake 16 hours a day. 2 of those are, an eighth of her waking hours is done in grooming herself. I don't know what that conversion is in a lifetime, but I'm sure it's pretty close to a good year or 2. So really, she's picking up on little stuff that we would not ever even think about. The girl may look at my shoes and notice that they were from Italy, and notice that they're Salvatore Ferragamo or whatever they are. Like I even care, but I know that if a woman knows quality, that she will easily identify these shoes are from Italy. A 10 would know that, right? So by certain peacocking techniques, I qualify. Like if the girl says, "Oh my God, those are shoes from Italy, yeah. $400 shoes, or however much they cost, right?" Subtleties. Now, to guys, it look like I might be a pimp. Or who does he think he is? But to a girl, she appreciates that. She loves to shop. So, I just wanted to start it off with that when we go and we show up as a man, we pay attention to these small details, even the way we carry ourselves on a daily basis, you'll begin to be able to relate to women more, because that's the world. That is their world. They want to feel desirable and needed. men want to feel like they're able to offer something and give something. Women want to feel like they're desirable enough to receive something. And that's the main dynamic. So what can I offer a woman? Because really, I mean, any penis will do for her, right? But some penises are different. Some penises have social alliances. Some penises have value. You know, so you have to ask the question. Are you different? Because anyone will do. Any one of them. Right? So, when I walk away from my initial set, my goal is to simply allow them the time to process. Was that penis special for that woman? Was it different? What was it about that guy? I want them to ask that question. Okay? I really do. And if I've done that, then I think I've put some value out there. There's ways that I open up the set and I'll tell them. I'll walk into the gathering. I'll see normally it's two women. Whenever I walk into the bar, there's two women right in front. You know, it's just always. It just seems like two women. Maybe it's just because I home in, but maybe it's just because they like the post right there in front as you walk into the bar. I don't know. And then that's the set. The way I open it is I'll go up to the bar. Okay. There they are. And I'll walk in between them respectfully. Right? Very respectful. And what I'm doing, I'm waiting for a pause to see what type of feeling I get. Okay? And I have a smile on my face. You guys, wait a second. Why are you standing here? Why are you sitting here? You know, the show's over there. What are you doing? You know, like that. And I'm seeing if I get any feedback. If there's no response, and you know, I'm getting rejection quickly. Okay, I'm okay with that. There's no interest. You know, but sometimes, most of the time, they're walking in, they're like, "What do you mean? We're just over here talking." But how long have you been talking? Well, wait a second. And then I stood down my order a drink or whatever, and then we continue to initiate the chat. Honestly, those are the girls that sit there all night long. They post up at the bar, and that's where they're at. That's what I've been my experience. So, but anyone else looking at that, now there's been a time, and I want to share some real experiences with you, really quick, where I go up to the bar, I do that thing, I speak, and there's a girl, right? I'm a sensitive guy. And there's something special about that girl, this one, right? There's three of them. This girl. I want to talk to her. So I go up, I talk to her friends, and I let her friends know, you know, there's something special about this one. I don't know what it is. I want to get your permission to speak because it might get hot and heavy. Because I know there's a connection already. Right? So I do that. okay, well, you have to go talk to her. I've already disarmed any interrupts. Because they want to see how tight the game is, right? They want to know, because they're used to people probably hitting on her because she's probably a beautiful woman, right? Anyway, but me just kind of acknowledging that, I'm disarming that already, where I don't have to be concerned about anyone interrupting. Now I'm getting a chance to convey my personality to this person, right? Now, I do that quickly. I go meet up with my friends. I let them know that I'm meeting up with some friends. Okay? I go meet up with them. I go back around. Okay? I'm really there because my friends are there. They don't know that. I know everyone in the bar. They don't know that. Okay? So, I come back, I don't know, 15 minutes later. I said, I don't want to talk to her. I'm thinking about it. So her little friend here, who's figured life out, right? Well, I know what you did. You circled the bar. You saw that there was nothing else better. She digs into me, and now you're back over here. What makes you think we want to talk to you now? She's blowing out my candle to make hers burn brighter, right? So, I said, you really believe that? Yeah. I came over here because, and then she started telling me why. Because you walk in, she's checking, let me tell you guys, I did not know. I walk in a bar, I'm telling you, 3 seconds, I start talking to her. She tells me at that point, you walked straight into this bar, saw girls here, and started just talking to us. It wasn't even 3 seconds, you just started talking to us. So you probably hit on every other girl, saw there was nothing else, and then came back. How did she even know that I walked into the bar? She wasn't paying attention to who was walking into the bar and what they were doing and how they were doing it. So she was noticing me from the very beginning. I mean, 3 seconds into it. When I walked into the bar, she noticed me. Okay? So that's, again, a testament to their world. They're very aware. And, all I know is she got big boobs, and I must, love her. I must like her. That's my world as a man. But she's picking up on this. So she's telling me, you walked 3 steps. And I said, okay. But didn't I tell you that night, I was here for, that there's something special about your girlfriend? Look, there's guys all around her. There was 2 guys trying to game her. Why were they trying to game her? So I said, I told you there's something special about her. Why is there 2 guys trying to game her and there's no one over here? Now, this was a beautiful girl, but there was something special about that girl. So I'm letting her know in this interaction that no, I just happen to be particular, especially about beauty. That's what I'm trying to communicate to her. So then, I said, okay, well, I'm going to go see my friends, and then when we leave, I'll come back and blah, blah, blah. So when I came back one more time, because I wanted to see if I could penetrate her thought process try to make her see another point of view. It was kind of a thing. I'm trying to figure out why is she treating me this way. What's her deal? Just trying to connect with her, right? So when I came back, I introduced her to some of the people that she didn't know that I knew. Okay. No one really important to her. She probably thought it was BS. But then we came back with the friends, a couple of girls that I was with. Okay. long story, I know, guys, but here's the point. I introduced her at that point to the waiter, bartender that was serving her, to the owners that created this place for her, to the management, to the person who let her in. And I said, so do you kind of still in your world? No, I'm focusing on this person's world now. Now I'm in her frame, I understand. But my purpose was really not to talk with her. Here's the point that I want to make. Is that her understanding of what was really going on wasn't what was going on at all. And I felt so sorry. Now that night, because I was hung up with this particular person that just got to me. She just got to me. And my game wasn't that, tight. I share that story with you because of this one thing. I walk in, she noticed me, and it was with confidence. The whole time, I kept my composure. I introduced her to people, tried to be sociable. Sometimes, no matter how tight your stuff is, there's another half of the equation, and that's her. And sometimes her behavior is out of touch with reality. Okay? And even though you might be perfectly just put together, and there's another half of the equation. And I was doing the best I could to let her understand that there's another universe out here. I didn't get to talk to her girl. There was something special about her. That's the time I would say that I realized, number one, after I did that, when I went to the different bars with the other girls, it was a good night. That's the time when I knew that no matter what BS a girl would give me for coming in and just going in and talking to someone, trying to be sociable, that I could do it. I could go in within 3 seconds and talk to someone, and I felt really good. It was that first minute resistance of doing wasn't there. So now I've learned that works for me. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel stronger. And the other night at Eye Candy was a pretty amazing night. And so I did the same thing. That set wasn't the set that I ended up with. But as I was working the room, just like this is how I was working. There was a couple of guys. I was waiting for you. Yeah, I was waiting for you. But when I posted up, sat down, here's what was going on. I kept seeing people coming over toward me, like girls. They're coming. I could see them just coming. Then they would come, they look, and then they would go. They come. I'm like, okay, wait a second. Why do all these women seem to be gravitating toward where I'm at? So I just ended up talking to some guys over here, and I was like, hey, where are you guys from? Just trying. Those guys ended up buying me drinks. They got a table, but I didn't want them to pay for the entire table, so I put 40 in. But while I was waiting for you guys for a couple of hours, I was able to meet these new friends, and we got tables, and And so I was able to socialize at that point. But that night, this past Saturday night, or Sunday, whatever night it was a proof to me that there's a lot of people out there that get it, even if they don't consciously get it, right? And the things that I've been talking about for years now, with family, friends, blah, 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 are very, very real. Even if people can't see it. Those images and thoughts that you're holding in your mind are real. Everything is created twice. Once is when you have it in your mind, and then once is when it moves into reality, when it moves into form. Right? Even if we look at the mind of, and I'm going to go way back because I think it's important. If you look at the mind of God, man was created twice. Maybe even 3 times for God, and then he goes into 3s. Once in his mind, then the man, and then he takes from the man the woman. 3 times. Because, the starting point is 1, right? And that's God. That starting point that has no starting point, that infinite intelligence, whatever. And then boom, boom. Okay. For us, it's created twice, I would imagine. From us and then into. So confidence and body language, right, are important, and it starts with what you're thinking about yourself. I am really thinking, and this is not because I'm cocky or I have some attitude or I think that I'm better than you, but I am really thinking, oh my God, I hope, and I used to hope for it, now it's happening, that someone gets it. I used to go into clubs just to see if people could pick up on what I was doing. Okay? Not for any other reason. And then women would come up to me and say stuff like, they would come up to me and say, what are you doing? There's something, what is it? What are you? They will do that. Because they're connecting somehow on a whole nother level. Guys, it's real. Now I take that now. I don't play those games anymore. I go and I actually, I'll go and work an area, a social gathering, because I don't have to think whether or not what I'm thinking is real. So I used to go and I think, I hope someone gets it. And guess what? They would get it. When they would get it. So now when I go in there, I think to myself, there's no other person and this might not be true, because there's a lot of people, that will provide as much value for that moment that I'm with them than I can. I believe that. I believe I can provide value. Not that I can more or less than anyone else. My friend Natana said to me today, she said, I haven't been in the game for a little while. She's in a relationship, but I know that I still got it. Some people have it, some people don't. You have it. That's what you told me. Now, I responded back. You know what? I think we all have it. you know how to show it. When a man shows it, right, things change. My life has transformed since I decided to show up. When I come here, you might not see it on the physical level yet, where you're having, intimacy with women all around you, so much that you may not know what to do. You have questions about your character. But remember when I said all things are created twice? If you hold the image in your mind of the life you want to create, when Ryan talked about you have this person here, and then you have the avatar here, and could you explain that really quick?
That's something we were doing week 2. It's like a self-image manifestation activity. It's kind of something from NLP, where you kind of take where you're at now, and you envision like how you are in your mind, just all your actions, just you, and then like you put that ultimate you on this side, like how you're acting, maybe who you're around, just your whole that whole new aura you're trying to go to, and then you're kind of concentrating here, like building this one, like making it larger, while this one's kind of shrinking, and you actually it's like a self-hypnotic exercise, and in the end, like after this one's so small and this one's grown large, you kind of mix them together, keeping like that little bit of the old you, like the important part, and then like by burning that into your brain, like your brain after you self-hypnotize yourself like that will start proactively making changes in your life to make you become that person. Mm-hmm. And after time, like that will actually be you. Like before me, 4 years ago, I was just fucking all gangster on the street, fucking robbing people, doing all this kind of stupid shit, selling drugs, and then like I was like, I want to fucking change into this fucking peacock P-way, dude, fucking all confident, rolling with 2 women on me. And now today, that's where I am. And now I'm like, sooner or later, like, the new you becomes the old you, and after time, like now where I'm at, I'm looking at how I am now, and I'm like, I still have a lot of room to grow. Ooh, now I want to fucking like be a teacher. Now I want to start making like better finances, change my job, rolling with like more women, larger social circle, etc. So now I'm seeing that as myself, and sooner or later in time, like I'm already making changes. Like after I started seeing that, this program kind of be created. I'm starting to like change my job, so that's actually starting to become me now.
You're already evolving.
Yeah.
Constant
and then he goes off on this mathematical equation on it, like how pi is.
Yeah.
I don't know how you said it, but it basically like it's the definition of infinity in a way.
Yeah, it's all scientific, right? I mean, the whole program, the intelligence behind the thought of everything, all right? So the point is this, right? To his point, whatever you're holding, the images you're holding in your mind, man, you're going to see them in your life. You will see them. If you just hold it in your mind, then you can hold it in your hand. I will tell you that because I know it from experience. So, one of my mentors, he says, what do you really want? What's your why? Why should that purpose that will change you? You tell me what you want, I'll show you how to get it. I can do that. Right? And I do it for people. That's what you can get that way around. So, what do you want? I want to go up to this girl, talk to her quick. If I ask, why do you want to go talk to her? People say, I don't know. I want to get her number, okay? What do you want to do with her number? I'm going to call her. Okay, why do you want to call her? You know, look beyond that. I want to go up to her. I want to get her email, walk away with it, so that we can have coffee. We have a better chance of getting that than someone that was going to tell me they don't know. Because he's figured some things out in his mind.
So he's going into this concept called pre-paving, where you're kind of like already going over what's going on in your head. Like before I go out tonight, I'm going to sit there. Usually I'll do like a little bit of meditation. I'm kind of thinking, I'm already imagining myself like the way that I'm going to walk in the club, how it's going to look, how it's going to feel, and like the way, almost like I'm kind of premeditating the conversation that I'm going to have with this girl that I've never even met yet. And once it's already gone through my mind, like, I don't know if it's a vibration that's traveled out and she's received it, but, well, like what at the strip club that I met with Dick, like, before I even wrote this program I was like, I already structured my head like, well, pretty soon I'm going to make this program. I'm going to have a group of guys. I'm going to have a wing. And I'm going to set up this event to go to the strip club. And I know that I'm going to fucking be on stage, like, or doing something, getting her attention. And I know what those guys are going to do. That was already, like, in my head. And the other night, when it fucking happened, it was just straight out of my fucking head. It was amazing. And I told, like, I'm going to bug off, like, basically, the other night, how we closed the stripper was basically, it had the karaoke aspect to it. So I was already up there, like, DLBing. So I'm already, like, busting some flows. And I already, like, kind of flirted with her beforehand. But I was like, alright, Nick, I need your back. I want you to set this up. I'm going to be on stage. I want you to be here first. I want you to snap a picture. Then I want you to move over here sideways while she's sitting at the bar. And I need you to open over the shoulder while you're snapping another picture. Like, he's doing Gangsta's Paradise. You need to go get his fucking booty shaking dance. Go, get up there. It's all not, like, always over the shoulder. It's so non-threatening. So then she's like, yeah, I'm going to go play along. Just along the comfort zone. So she goes up there and, like, when she sits back down, he's already, you know, a big thing on body thing. It's like, you're kind of at the bar, you'll notice, like, turning towards me, you'll always want to be like the one where she's now paying more attention in a way. So it's like, she's already, like, giving this body and, like, your eyes is actually a subconscious currency. Like, right now, he's paying more attention, like, paying, really, as if it's a currency, like, he's paying more attention to me while I'm sitting having a drink. So she's like this, I got Nick on the other side talking, like, tapping on his shoulder, like, yeah, this guy's the man, dude. He's fucking, like, yeah, he's a success coach, or one of his students, etc., etc. So he's already, like, accomplished the intro of me. And I'm just kind of sitting here, like, you know, letting him, like, letting him soak it up. And I'm just, like, you know, kind of agreeing, and I'm just, like, being nonchalant, like, yeah, I know, I just kind of came out to see. There's something, like, in strip club games, always, like, you always have something better to do. I'm not going there to see the girls. I'm there because I know the DJ. I'm here to sing. I just know the manager. I'm picking up a check, etc. You know. So, boom, it's like all that body language will kind of play in. Because like, if I'm paying her as much attention, all of a sudden it's like, boom. Now this is an engagement. This isn't like this is later than it took up. Like, right now I gotta like I want to get her attention. I want to get those IOIs. I'm gonna go into like that's on some other shit. I'm gonna go into some crazy shit all out. Stuff like when they see like the eyes are the windows to the soul, like you really find like you can see like whatever is going on in the person's brain, and you know, a body can't lie. It's like your mouth can lie, but you know you're gonna find stuff like you're gonna notice these things in the body that are like gonna be lining up. Like you'll notice like boom, if I'm up to like the right on this one, like a visual recall versus a visual construct. Like if this guy's like looking up to the right, you know, he's lying because he's constructing that visual. So if you see that person like looking up this way, then they're like holding something behind this is like hiding something plus behind a cross. You know, like this is like anytime like the legs are crossed or here, this is like not open to communication. So now it's like you've got three fucking things right here, like
saying my entire body is congruent to a falsification. Boom. So like, this motherfucker's lying about some shit. So, I got this from NLP. I'm still just getting into this stuff, but I kind of want to, I think this is like one of the most important things on it. And you'll start seeing like exactly what's going on with someone. Like on this left side, he's like visually recalling something. I ask you like, you know, what did your living room look like when you were a little kid? You know, boom, you're gonna look up to the left and be like, oh, you know, the couch was here and this. But if I say like, now imagine your living room, but it's painted like zigzag pink stripes, you'll naturally go over here and start constructing that image in your mind. Or like, you know, over here, this is like audio recall or audio construct. If you're trying to, you know, on one side I'm like, I'm remembering a song, and on the other side I'm like trying to like make up a new tune. And then this side is like the kinesthetic, calling the feeling. And this side is like when you're talking to yourself, you're like looking down, you're like, I need to do my laundry. You start seeing weird shit. You'll find like, they say body language is 55% of all communication, and then your voice inflection, the ups and downs is 38%, and then the actual words are like 7%. So I can probably vibe with a girl that doesn't even speak fucking English, and just by my body language, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm just making sounds in a way I should be able to vibe. I should be able to pick her up, and she should be able, you know, the words is nothing. But this shit is cool. Oh, and then with the eyebrows, once you really get into the matrix of this whole shit, you'll start noticing like things will walk in slow motion. You're walking by the girl, you're like, hey, and you'll notice like if her eyebrows flash, like that subconscious little flash, you're like, ooh, that's an IOI right there. You know what I'm saying? That shit.
Two punch that obviously interested talking to you.
Yep. It's just like, I didn't see it at first, but now it's like, when I'm really like in that mode where I'm just like, usually I'll do this exercise where if I'm walking around, I'm kind of like seeing stuff in slow motion. I'm kind of, now that I'm consciously aware of it, I'm looking for it. So I'm walking around, I'm like, boom, and then I already see her, like, she's like, boom, and it's like, oh, I saw that. I'm gonna go for this shit. So it's kind of cool. Let's see. Remember I said, like, the body doesn't lie? Say, like, we're in court right now. Throw your hand up, like you're swearing on the Bible. You know, they say, like, hold it up. Alright, freeze. Let's see what you got. He's changing. You guys are all pretty open to the truth. Just a little lean back. So, okay, you put them down. I was going to fuck with someone if they did. Because usually they'll say, like, if it's wide open, it's like, boom, this guy's going to tell you all the truth. But if sometimes they'll hold it up, it's like, he's going to tell the truth, but they got to stretch it out of you, right? And then, like, if it's like this, then it's like, wow, you got to watch this motherfucker right here. Because he's like, his story's kind of split. And then, like, if they, like, leaning it over to the front, that's like, usually they'll say, like, this is the guy that, boom, they're going to have to drag all kinds of fucking shit out of you. So body language-wise, I want to go, like, over business stuff. Because I think this doesn't just go into dating, this is all aspects of life. I want to go over, like, proper handshakes. And there's a couple, like, subconscious stuff that goes into it that you might not know. I just want to put into awareness. Some exercise, sure. So, like, when we're stepping in, like, this also goes with the space thing. I'm going to go into this later, but it's cool. Here. It's like a proper balanced handshake, right? You're looking for the webs, and it's like, boom. You know, that's good. But sometimes, like, this guy might come and he'll try to, like, boom, come, like, over the top, which is, like, subconscious saying, I'm going to take the upper hand over you. But you can counter that by, like, if he comes in like that, so you say you try to take the other hand, and come in like that and be like, no problem, bro. And then it's like, I know, I'm aware of what you're doing, I'm fucking watching out for you now. And sometimes you'll notice if you're the boss, sometimes you'll meet a guy that's like, he's so desperate for the job, he's going to give you the upper hand. He's like, hey, yeah, it's good to meet you, bro. He's already putting you on a dominant position. And, yeah. So you're like, as soon as you see that good, it's like, you know, kind of like, let's say you're giving me the upper hand. Then it's like, oh man, no problem, bro. Yeah, get right on that shit. Go get me some drink. Yeah. So you can tool that guy. No, don't be that guy. And when you meet if someone kind of shakes your hand in the wrong way, I mean, it's okay to just tell them like, whoa, hey, that didn't work out right. Let's do that again. Sometimes if it's a girl, like girls will usually kind of shake kind of limp, you know. I mean, usually first off, I won't shake a girl's hand. I always just give her the rock. And even like she'll be holding it out. I never shake a chick's hand. I'm always just like, yeah. Because then she has to, and sometimes she'll be holding her hand and I'll just like look at her in the eye like, and then it forces her to jump to my hoop in a way. So, that's good. And it's just more, it's more cool because every other guy's always like, hi, my name's Ryan, nice to meet you. It's just more like, what's up? And I always try to like initiate the handshake first because then it makes him say, oh, and then he's got to answer to me in a way. And like as soon as I see him, I'm like, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Boom. So again, he's jumping through my hoop.
I had a boss that told me that, and one way he remedied it was he'd walk into it, do that, but he had his hand around his shoulder saying, doing that.
That's a good one. I was trying to figure out when I was, a while ago, this year, why I felt emasculated shaking somebody's hand. Why did I feel like I was the weaker person? Is it because it's taller than me? So I'm trying to figure it out. And then I realized when I would go shake his hand, he wasn't giving me anything. He wasn't extending any gesture, any give and take there. There was no interaction in the shake. It was his world or nowhere. So then, what I did was just that. Because I was, when he stepped like this, I stepped into him as well. Like this. Like that. So there was a dominance that I felt having figured out how that energy exchange prior to me, meeting it with, either equal to or higher value, and that's how you want to feel.
And then there's a good one like Collins from Big Boy Rob, where's that man? I'm gonna check your chick right now. So, basically, like you're talking in a group, you got a guy there and the girl, you're talking to the girl, and you always want to initiate everyone else. So then it's like, guy, hey man, what's going on? He kind of shakes her hand like weak, and you're like, hey bro, shake my hand like a man, bro. And kind of tool that guy in front of her, and then he's gonna go, oh, and it's like, yeah, man, fucking, and then you kind of like overpower him, and then boom, her eyes are on you right there. You kind of tool that guy. But a lot of things with body language, you can always tell, like, the first thing you kind of want to do is watch where the foot is going. And this thing even goes deeper. So you'll start noticing stuff like, anytime you watch someone in the street, like I might be talking to him, but if I'm like this, I'm trying to go over there, right? I might be wanting to go get a drink, I might be wanting to leave, anything like that, but like, wherever that foot is going, or like usually, if maybe his foot's on me, switch. Boom, like he might be trying to go towards me and shit, where I'm trying to go over there. And it works like that. You can always watch the girl like that way too, trying to see if she's into you like that or where she's trying to go. And usually, like some people will mirror back and forth, which is kind of like gaining rapport in a way. But I got this out of that book, and as soon as I read that book, I got laid a lot more than I did before, because I started noticing when they be doing that, and like you can kind of put on an aggressive pitch, they call this like framing the genital in a way. Boom. So that's like subconsciously, because you'll notice on this other picture I'm going to go to in a second, like women's peripheral vision, she could be looking at me in the eye, but her peripherals also like at 45s, so she can actually see down here, and she's subconsciously taking this in, and I'm like, boom, then I'm offering that. And usually, if she's already like that, she'll subconsciously mirror me, and all of a sudden her hands are like on her hips like this. Then there's like a subconscious fucking thing going on right there. It's, every time I've experienced that, it goes to the bedroom later. It's just fucking weird, but as soon as I was conscious of it, I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's an amazing trick. There's like different ways you can kind of do it. They call it, like, one is like a cow over here, or like you might just have these hands in the pockets. But I think it's P ways who never the thumbs in the pockets, unless it's like this. Because this is like confident. Anytime you're showing the thumbs, it's like, and you can see it. But if I was like, hey man, what's up? It's like, you can tell. And anytime women see that instantly, like, you always see that with the dude who's he's either got his hand in his pocket and his fucking drink like this. Like the wallflower guy. You know? But if I was sitting here, the same thing with like this, you can tell it's like, this guy's cool, calm, collected, shoulders back.
Have a knife in his pocket.
And also, like, this works too. Like, you'll start noticing the way your body moves or where your foot goes. Like, if you're watching, like, you're at the cinema, right? You'll start noticing, like, the parts that you're into the movie. You usually, like, when I say, like, that part where you're on the edge of your seat, like, you'll really, like, when you're like this leaned in, that's the part of the movie that you're like, you're in the fucking film right there. Or even if you're like laying back in your house, your feet are up, like right toward the TV, there's your feet again, boom. You'll start noticing stuff like you're looking at the bookstore and you're like, what's that fucking book? You look down and you're like, where am I trying to go? There's the fucking book right in front of my face. Like, it's weird. This is good stuff to look for. Be the dude right here. I have to be submissive in this. So, the chick right here, like, fondling the glass, or like dipping the straw, usually like, she'll, if you're the guy, you're watching the girl, she usually have like that doggy dinner bowl look, and she'll be like, moving the straw like this, like, boom, like up and down and shit. Or she'll have the, she'll have her glass like this. And so subconsciously do this shit. Even with like, sometimes they'll be sitting in their office, you're talking to a chick at work, and she starts going like this, like it's all subconscious shit of what she wants. So, let's see, scratching, like, sometimes they'll scratch here, they'll start scratching their hand, or this is like, that's from 8 days where they subconsciously are saying like, they want to be groomed. And you'll start noticing, like, they'll start getting giggly with you when they're talking a movie, they'll keep going like this, they keep scratching their hand and shit.
What does that mean? They're attracted to you? Or
Yeah, they're waiting for you to make a move. Anyway, the next thing, obviously, like, depending on the situation, you're watching a movie and she's just doing all this shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, go in. Let's see, like, treating the same thing. You'll notice, like, if you're sitting across the room and you see like a guy and a girl, that guy will start like just positive signals. Okay, I got a couple here. Oh, you don't even know you're doing these until you like you're consciously aware of it again. You'll start saying like, you'll start doing like this in front of me, like, oh shit, I'm conveying interest. I'm supposed to be conveying like this interest. Then you'll like correct yourself. Okay, I'm gonna lean back and just chill and let her do the thing. I keep noticing I do that. Just sort of like, I'll get so engaged in the conversation, like I'm really interested in what she's saying. I'm all leaning forward and fuck. Yeah. I'll say, you know, men's and women's vision are completely different. Basically, we have tunnel vision in a way. You know, like if I want to focus in on something, then it's just like, boom, I gotta look here, and then it starts blurring, right? Whereas as women, they're seeing everything the same, right? So if I'm walking hand in hand with this woman down the mall, and I see this other hot babe like walking by, and I'm like, boom, 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 and then she fucking smacks me, and she's like, you know, what, are you so obvious? Because I'm lowering her value, because I'm not paying attention to her. Whereas, she's walking down, she sees everything. She sees this dude, she sees this dude, and she's checking all of them out. She doesn't have to turn her head. That's why women look just as much as guys, if not more. They just look at God. So, we kind of get in trouble with our tunnel vision. Now, like I said before, like, we're looking at her, I'm looking at her face, and if I want to see her tits, to go here, boom, that's where she catches me. She can fucking see her balls at the same time she's looking at her eyes. She's fucking sizing you up while she's having a face-to-face conversation.
Is it because we have to focus so more, or because
it actually comes to this one right here. I'll show it to you. I was thinking, like, because we have tunnel, right, and they have peripheral, but we have long-term tunnel. Like, basically, like, this is the same scene, and she can see, like, further in the peripheral, she sees, like, all the way to the edge of this house, all the way to this tree where it cuts up for us. But us, if we're looking straight, I can see the next city block, the light, and probably beyond that. If you ask her, like, it's down here like 3 blocks to the left. You see that stop sign? She'll be like, what are you talking about? Because she can't see it's not there. This actually comes from like caveman days when a fucking buffalo was coming by. We had to be like spatial. Boom, to fucking kill that buffalo. Well, she's like, all she needs to do is look at the babies in the cage.
So it's a physical thing.
Mm.
It's hardwired, and what he's saying is what men do are hunters, and then what women do are gatherers. And so men are generally going to be better marksmen if you're in the military or in the service that because you understand targets, you're hardwired that way, and you're focused that testosterone builds you that way. So your whole body is a reflection of that, where, you know, even when you're aroused you're still pointing, you know. While women are more gatherers, you know, they will, so much so where they will take in, I don't know how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of sperm, and then produce it, you know, or then they have a hole there to be able to, you know, and that's how they kind of see stuff as a whole. You know, but men are going to see things like this, and so when I'm checking her out, and I accidentally move my eyes down, and she catches me, I might say, you know what, did you see that? I'm sorry. I'll say that. And she'll say, yes, I noticed. You know, and I say, I was just curious. Normally I don't look down there, but, you know, I know you saw it, you know, and so I kind of make a joke because normally I don't do that. I won't do that. That's giving her too much. That's giving her too much value through her social adaptation, which is not her sexuality. Because I know in a woman's mind, she wants me to see her, and that's going to turn her on. So I normally won't do that. I want to.
Next thing, actually, I was going to see if you can stand over there again. I'm going to, like, personal, if you guys ever went to pure assistance, probably you guys ever seen this thing before? It's basically, it's like, there's certain zones you can kind of stand. Like what he was saying, like, the guy did the thing, you know, with the hand, where it's like, I have to step into his space. Like, a lot of people won't want you, like, in that space when they first meet you. It's like, I was talking to a girl, and you'll notice a lot of guys, like, sometimes they'll fucking be at the bar. They're opening up, and they're just like, hey, how you doing? Trying to, like, they're in space. And you know, it's like, boom, I walk up to you, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's intimidating, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that feels when someone's up in your shit, you're like, you want to step back and be like, yo, because you have that zone around you, right? But I learned this one thing, so say you're talking to that girl, like, again, like, there's the whole thing about, like, talking to her like this, now I can get into the zone and talk to her right here, but it's not intimidating, it's not in front. But if I want to really get her attention, I can't walk in her zone, but I can take her hands and pull her into mine. So now it's not that feeling because now I'm in control of the situation.
Like, let's say if it's a girl that are dancing, how would you present to not let her hear her zone?
I like to see walk because I'm kind of like inching my hand. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean I do that too all the time.
Usually,
but
like,
I just, you know, like, there was a few times in, you know, last weekend I went out and shit, and, you know, like, there was beautiful women dancing, and, you know, that's how I was going to approach. It was just kind of, you know, slide my way in, so,
a lot of times, like, I'll notice a girl, I'll ask them, because I work in body English too, and I'm always like, alright, what's with the dudes? And they're always complaining, these guys are always trying to grind up on me and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, who's the guy that you actually do end up dancing with? Like, and she's like, well, it's usually someone that maybe I saw him across the room and I just kind of gave him that signal. Which usually, like, when, like, eye looking, right? Again, like, a woman will look at you and then she'll look down, which is like submissive. That's like, she wants to be approached. But notice if she looks to the side, it's kind of like, she's not really sure, and if she looks up and away, then that's like a disinterest thing.
if you call her off guard, where she obviously she
You know, every time I've actually like seen her and she's done like that whole
downward motion stuff, and then I'd approach like the dance, and then it
I
goes really quick.
I don't think it was like I give her that space. Like when I go up, and I'm gonna dance, but I'm gonna grab her in,
Right.
kind of pull her in a little bit, but I still give her that space. You know, that's what we kind of do what she wants to do. If she still wants to continue with me, or if she's not interested, then okay, we'll just find out. You know?
Feel that?
Well, I'm not sure what it is, but I tend to get the situation. If I get it close to me, how you doing? I just turn around. And if she stays, then she stays. It's like I don't care if she walk away. I start dancing behind her, and she's in charge. I give her all the power in that position. I found that kind of works on me. Most times it's just stay and dance with me for give me the answer, then I have sometimes we'll get a drink. But I try not to find her again to stay. It's kind of power's all yours, can walk away if she wants to, but I'm going to do it.
The move thing is really good too. If after you do the dance and then be like, hey, let's go do something to drink after that, it's like, that's that first step out of, you're already open, then you've already moved, you're going to have a few things to go. They actually changed the mystery method now to be shortened to 5 steps. And that new move's badass.
I always critique myself and on what happened that night, the day after, and I just kind of overanalyze and see what kind of mistakes that I caught myself, and I was like trying to improve and not to make the same mistakes and keep my game a little bit strong. But I've always heard don't ever buy a girl a drink, don't ever do that. So I've always stuck to that, and I felt like it didn't work in my favor. I felt like I kind of had her more attracted, or I don't know, I don't want to say that, but I kind of had it engaged in a good conversation with this lady at the bar. We were just, like her friend went off to go to the bathroom, so we were like talking for like 20, 30 minutes.
But by that time, if you're
and she kept on insisting, I want a shot, I want this and that, and I was like, I'm just trying to flip around each time. And then I also had another guy distracted, and also I had them talking, and I'm just kind of like lean back and just kind of take it all in. But she kept on persisting that she wanted to drink, and I wanted to drink. And then eventually she left.
What
The
happens?
whole thing just kind of
You know what?
I was gonna say, like, if you're already in like comfort, you're already past the whole track, and you're like actually really developing connection, there's nothing wrong with like getting her to drink as long as she's reciprocating.
Right.
But if she's like insisting you get a drink, you don't want to get her a drink if you already know she's gonna fail.
Yeah.
But you should feel it, right?
Right. No, you're right.
And that's what when you started off, because when I was starting off, and you read it somewhere it says don't buy the woman a drink, right? And so I wouldn't buy the woman a drink, and you run into the awkward moments, right? And just feel the whole thing feels awkward.
Yeah. And then that's what it feels like.
Yeah, just and it's okay, because that's part of the process. There's a lot of order that comes through chaos, because after the chaos there's order. Right? You start to understand, to his point, when it's okay to purchase it.
That's that micro calibration. Like after you've done it so many times, you're gonna start feeling it out. Like, I'm gonna buy her this drink, and I already know that I'm gonna close this number. And beyond that, I think that, or not even I think, I know that I'm actually gonna see this person again. And it's like totally cool. I have no problem buying you a drink. Just like, shit, you buy me a drink. I think that one night when we went out. It wasn't just like some fucking random chick, random dude that I was just like talking to at a bar that I'm never gonna see again, But you said, and then she bounced off anyway. If she was genuinely into you, she wouldn't have cared if you didn't buy her a drink. She would have been around. Don't worry about it. Women do it to guys all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I was doing it. And like I said, my whole mentality right now is just doing what I need to do. And if my number goes, I do want to great. If I get late, it's great. But right now, I'll get my structure.
I think it's happened to me maybe about 10 times when I was starting to learn, about the whole buy and drink thing. Man, it's and I was thinking about buying a drink, and it was, that was on my mind. I'm not going to do it, and that was the experience, that but then beyond that, you're going to come to a point where you say, okay, all right, if I allow myself to buy her a drink, I will, but only after, she's interested, genuinely interested. It's not even about the drink anymore. The thing is what throws you off in the beginning is it's about that drink. It's about is she trying to get me to buy her a drink so she can, roll off and go somewhere else. And that's what it's about. But then once you start getting more developed in the game, you're just picking up all these body subcommunication, body language, all of this stuff. Once you're picking up on that, then you can start to, you still have to be a challenge. But in A3, after she's given you a few IOIs, you might do something that show that you're interested in her for legitimate reasons. Right? And that might be a drink. At that point, she might have earned a right to sit with you and have a drink.
I wanted to go over one more thing, use that couch. Kind of like, how the way you're sitting right now, kind of taking up that spot. Why would you say you were there versus another position?
You were just up here in the corner. I don't know, relaxed. I wanted to be more relaxed.
A lot of stuff I noticed, alpha style, the more space you take up, boom, it's now I fucking own this couch. It's my spot. You know what I'm saying? And usually when I'm in the club, these are let's just say this is a club environment, or this little table. You kind of notice, some guys will take up smaller space and stuff. And then, the other guy, they might be there, and then the other guy will come through, boom, he'll take up all that shit. Fucking making this dude look like a chump, the little dude in the corner, and then you got this other guy, and if you look at the two, and you had to choose, alright, which one of these guys is getting laid?
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be the fucking dude. So usually, if I'm in a bar, I'm gonna get a drink, sitting down, it's just take up as much fucking space as you can, and let them know. Again, that's 55% communication. Right there, where you can see, this guy's in charge, or, this guy's, they'll see the dude, sitting in the corner by himself. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Some shit. If you, always have that on, it's just, own the room. When I was writing this stuff, I had 1,000 things in my head, so I just kind of I try to take the top stuff, body language. I can go off for days. Body language in your game has been the most stuff that I studied over the last 4 years. You can go this deep with it to the point where you're almost empathic about the situation. You start knowing this person, I know exactly where he wants to go. I know if she's interested in that dude and she's blowing off this guy, this guy's in a conversation will walk out. I can guarantee you, just by the way he's pointing, he's probably going to be at the bar in a second, and he'll buy her a drink. She's going to ignore him because she's interested in this dude. You'll start seeing future. What's the word? You know what I'm saying?
Prediction. Hey, here's another thing. And I know some people aren't willing to roll on, and I see this as a mistake, guys. You have to, subcommunicate disinterest somehow. Okay. Because there's a difference between attraction and interest, right? Now, you might be attracted to her, but you can't be interested if she hasn't given you anything interesting. Because what are you saying about yourself? So here's what I mean by that. And this is how it's applied, and this is where it works.
Go off this kid. I'll go on to things.
When I know that I am willing to pull away from that engagement because it's not holding me there, I know that I'm thinking with the right mind. A lot of guys will post up, and I talked about this before, okay? A lot of guys, I love this because I learned from someone that games a lot better than me. Okay? But what we'll do, is that I saw the other night at Tropical Paradise, Tropical whatever. These girls and this guy is here, okay? Against all night long. The girl is here, just talking, you know. Okay? But what are you saying when you're here? To all the other women in the room. What are you saying? How are you going to gain value from these women? How are you giving when you're trying to get value from this woman? And that's a mistake. It's a fatal character flaw. You will disrupt and hemorrhage your social value. Or should I say rupture and hemorrhage your social value. Okay? So, again, here, take my hand. That's all you get. All you're going to do is move it the other way around. Now, to Ryan's point, you might want to, well, I can't hear. Now it appears that the woman is giving you. And if you do this, still having a conversation with them, you're against the wall, locked in. You, from the perspective of all the other women in the room observing this interaction, have just grown a big pair of boobs. Got some titties now. Here, you're a flat-chested frog. That's what you look like to them. Now that girl doesn't have any boobs, and this girl has a big pair of knockers. Okay? That's the difference. So, what I saw was this. If you're not willing to disengage, you're showing too much interest too early on in that conversation. So you might be attracted to her. That's why you're there. Because you want to offer her something as a man. But you don't want to convey too much interest. And you're going to game her all night long so that she's just waiting for somebody else to come up and give her an excuse to slip away from you. And you could be the next guy. And so when I see that, I know. Because I've already talked to her early on. I beat everybody else to the game. I've said something to her just quick, rolled off, and I can come when I see that. I don't care, this guy. Here. If I'm very interested in this girl. And as soon as I come up, this guy is not in my world. She's going to roll. And it happens. She's waiting. Now, if she's gaming him and her back is turned to the world, chances are you're not going to be too successful. But if she's here and you know that she's looking around, like that, you're flat chested. Okay, guys. So that's what I mean by the difference of interest and attraction.
What is this process begin? Demonstration. How does time
You might be able, and
like, let's say a female's right there. I mean, are you already there, or are you walking toward there, or?
Let's go through it.
You can explain.
I'll be chilling here.
Do a demonstration.
so
So okay,
He's sitting here talking to you.
So I come here and initiate a chat. I have a 25-minute routine that I'm really good at. Most highly evolved self of me. That's the character that I'm playing, my part. I'm starting the show. So I speak to her and I say whatever I say. I'm tired right now, but it depends on the moment. I do a natural approach. So now I'm talking with this person, and what I'm doing now, there's a seduction method here, and it's alluring, you could say tricking, for lack of words, her into coming toward me, so if I can. Ryan might say you could do some tests, like this. Hey, whatever. But basically, what you're doing is you're talking a little bit slower. And it depends if there's any magnetism. Chances are you're not going to be able to just interrupt the thing, and then at some point you're going to find that if there's any attraction between the two of you, that you're able to start to move that scepter. Now, just for shits and giggles, do this. Fool her. She's going to let you know right off that she's interested in you. You pull her when you're the one up against the wall, and then just a nice subtle movement. You pull her where you might be gaining her, okay? Then a nice subtle movement where she's gaining you.
You kind of want to tell her something like, hey, I want to show you something real quick. You pull like this, and you just kind of like, okay, I can only stay a second, I'm friends with you, but now you're locked in here. She's standing there, and you got a friend, so now you have two girls getting you, and you just keep running. Hey, did I tell you about this thing the other day?
And that's hard, material for you guys to use. One other sound bite that you can use when you're doing something like that is when you're locked in and you're sitting there, you might want to say, something. You know what? Now you're locked in. It might happen by accident. However it happens, guys. You're locked in here. Let's say you have one or two. Shit. You say you have 4 women, and you might say something to me. You know what? I think you think you can pretty much talk to them in here. You want to. And then you might all agree, but you know what? That's not entirely true. It's not exactly the way it is. Because you look around, most of the guys that you want to talk to are surrounded by women. So you don't have a chance to really talk to them. You can only talk to the guy that first chooses you. Like right now. I'm sure there's women here that want to talk to me, but they can't. Because they don't have a chance. I'm enjoying myself talking to you. So enjoy your time with me. Okay? Now what they're going to do as you're locked in here is they're going to realize, okay, after you've pointed out the scenario, that you're that guy. you're that guy that other women want to talk to, but they can't because they're talking to you. Okay? So you're that guy, and now they're going to say stuff. They're going to start to flirt with you. They're going to say, so where are you from? What's your name? How old are you? That type of thing. Because now you just demonstrated to them, through all of this communication, that you're that guy. Right? So, however you can get into that thing, and that's where Ryan is really good at being able to give you some hard material to do that. But if you, like myself, just kind of get lucky and you find yourself posted up against the wall and you got some girls talking to you because you're very interesting. They don't like to say that. You're interesting. You can pull that out. And then you become really interesting. Because they'll get all kind of, I don't know, some short circuit in their mind, but they might start to do stuff. So if I go like this, no girl can do anything with you, right? Because if you tell them the way it is like that, they're so intrigued that you have such a mastery of the whole thing that they were in a moment and they didn't even know that they were in that moment. They didn't even know that they were in the moment that they were looking at. But they were in the moment. And so you brought the moment back home to them. And now they want to touch you and they want all that stuff. Because they want to make sure no other girl can come up and talk just to test it out.
And that goes to, that's just with women, but if you're at a party, anytime you're at the wall, if anyone wants your attention, if you're that guy, they have to fucking come up to you to get your attention. So being against the wall is always this is the power position anywhere. And if you ask any other P-Wave, you always see you're kind of putting them into that corner where it's you have to approach them, and then you're approaching again, you're paying attention. I was going to go to this other thing real quick. You seen the beta real release concept? This is a good one. Start speaking with an accent or something. Well, what language is that? So right now I put the bait. What language is that? As long as she answers this or gets the hooks. So she just took the hook. And then I'm the reel is no way, I love Portuguese, really? Yes. And then you flip it around I can't even talk to you now. Then you turn the body. And wait for her to reinitiate the chat. She'll be so what does that mean? Something like that. Then it's boom. She had reinitiated. She was talking to you, so you come back and be well, my last girlfriend was Portuguese. And if I started talking to you right now about, it would just be bad because we're, a special place. Something like that.
That's almost a good pickup. If you go up to a date cooking meal, you can go up to them and say something like, oh my God, where are you guys from? And he may say, Georgia or whatever. Oh my first girlfriend was from Georgia. I grew up in Georgia. Where are you? What city? Oh my God, I'm from, I can't even talk to you guys anymore because you're from Mesquite, Georgia. I'm from the same town. What high school did you go to? And at some point they might realize that you're full of shit. but then, oh my God, I went to that high school. I can't even talk to you anymore. I graduated in 2000. What year did you graduate in? 1980. Whatever the thing is might be, I don't know. And then you're I'm just playing with you. I can't.
So it actually works. I was actually using similar to that last weekend. But sometimes I actually go in and ask them for their names. Oh my God, that was my first girlfriend when I was 5. When she was 6.
or you
This is
can
unfair. Some Swedish girls, dude.
And then I'm rolling with that dude. He just keeps on going. She knows, like I was 5 years old. Okay, like, seriously. And it's all funny, bro. It's all humorous. She just got me.
She's good.
Nice.
When he's seen it when Justin, like, seen it when we met these Swedish girls, and that's how I opened him up. As soon as I heard talking over here, like, whatever the fuck they were talking. St. Pauli's girl over here is fucking going off. It's like, whoa. What are you guys, are you guys speaking English? Why? She's
I like
Sweden. And I was like,
teasing, humorous, laugh, dude, I'm all over that.
foreign women are a lot easier to connect with.
especially like us.
I found that.
They're more in touch with their natural character. And so it's easier for them to have more respect for you as a high value man because they find value in the fact that you're different from them and can offer them something. Here in America, that might not be the attitude because they've been conditioned out of who they naturally are. Through social. The alpha female is one of some Williams material. But the alpha female is one of Oprah or one of Mariah Carey. They really don't need a man. They really don't. But a real female that keeps life going is the exact opposite of that. So if you put yourself in a relationship to the woman that's essentially the perfect model, which you find it more often in foreign countries, because that's what they do over there. That's their value. And she's going to see you right off the bat as a bread maker, as a hunter who's able to give her something that she doesn't necessarily have the same natural ability to give herself. So it's easy for them to. While here, women are generally, what have you done for me lately? Janet Jackson, control. They listen to all that stuff, and so that's their alpha female role models. Independent, got an arm rail, got to all that stuff. That's how they thinking. I don't need a man. So it's a lot. You have to really go through all of that to connect with her femininity. All of that crap to even connect with her sexuality.
Guess what? Dating some
Like sex. Dating, which particular aspect? I guess it's all south. Location. It's big, pretty big in dating. Night game, bar, club, on the strip, lots of people. It's like you guys are doing night games, lots of people. Dating, the environment there's a bit more, I guess, it's not more variety in terms of people and age group. I just like to day game between the hours of 12 and 4 o'clock. 12 in the morning, 4 o'clock. That's when the adults will be there, for the most part. The adults will be there around 3 to 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That's when a lot of the people start to slowly make their ways out of work. They're driving home, oh wait, I gotta stop at this store to pick up some, oh wait, I saw some cute dress this weekend. It's payday. I'm not going to afford it now. So we go there. Right between that. After 4, that's when all the teenagers, high schoolers start to kind of swarm into the mall and kind of start running things. And I've hit on a few 16, 17-year-olds by mistake, didn't mean to. Walk up to them, open them up, and they look, give them so quite their age, and then kind of get it out and things go away. So that's why I prefer to do between 12 and 4. And a lot of places, Bradford, malls are probably the best place to start out. Practicing that game, because there's just so many people there, and you just shoot off and together. But eventually you want to be able to work yourself to ideally outlet malls, because that's where a lot more, yeah, the
tourists are here.
Yeah.
Out of the country.
I don't know why maybe shopping in everybody's environment, but I found that women of higher quality tend to go to outlet mall instead of the big, aside from fashion show mall, which is big stuff. But when I compare women,
The other mall, like down on Vegas Boulevard,
yeah, as far as them down on where Fort Apache and what's that crosswalk called?
West.
Yeah, it's way on the west. So now the malls, I don't know why I speak soft in general, but when I compare the women from a place like Mills Mall or the Sunset Galleria or Boulevard Mall to the women I open and meet at the outlet malls, there is a noticeable difference in their how they carry themselves. I don't want to say that women have the usual most dumb, they're intelligent, but the level of conversation and I can have with women at the mall is, in my opinion, far more deeper intellectual. I can meet a woman at the mall and have a discussion with her about Greek civilization, which I've had before. The most intelligent discussion I've had with them in a mall by far has been about Aristotle. And that's, I was just throwing things out I knew from the news. And that's why I consider it intelligent, because I was tossing that out information I took from somewhere else. But I've gone up to women in outlet malls and have conversations because I personally enjoyed it, really, because I found it intellectually stimulating. And I really did not want to just walk away, because at a certain point, you stop trying to hit on them and you realize she's got a brain, she's got a personality, she's got a life outside of what I was trying to do. I've got to get to know her. And that's when I found out that when I genuinely want to keep it in my life, it's the awkwardness of asking for their phone number, because I genuinely want their phone number to get to know them. It's not there. Even as a point, I get up and go away, and I can now just say, we've got to keep talking. Let me have your phone number. Please get me talking. And for the most part, they just reply. It's, oh, sure, you have a phone? Okay, I'll call you. So, and to me, that's a big thing when they say, I'll call you, and they dial the right thing there, because you know it's not a bullshit. Because they're standing there doing it right in there. Little trick, when one pulls out a phone, the best way to find out if it's his boyfriend or not, look at the picture she has on the phone. That's a trick. Yeah. So I've learned that if there's a guy on her phone, most likely it's her boyfriend, or some guy that's
not her brother.
Yeah, no, it's not her brother, but some guy she considers really intimate. So one good way to check his boyfriend was he pulls out a phone. And I've done it several times. That's all, I just want to find out. I don't have my phone. That's yours with him? He's probably so phone number. Alright. Just one minute. Here. Oh, thanks. Oh, 7 o'clock. Thank you. So,
Nice.
a little bit of digging, you guys. And I guess I could kind of, oh, sorry. Kind of piggyback on what you said. A little about this last week. A little easy practice might be great for you to practice it. Is what I call deflect, reflect, rebound. It's a small little exercise I came up with because I couldn't figure that out quick enough. I couldn't figure out report quick enough, so I just came up with that. It's very similar to that when you're not thinking about it, but you basically go up and ask a question. What's your name? Hi, I'm Sarah. And then the reflex, Sarah. Basically repeating away back to what he said right now. And you reflect it with something that has to do with it, but a little bit of yourself. Is that Sarah with an H without an H? Oh, this without an H. Then you rebound to another question. Well, sir, you must know my name. Well, I don't know your name. Well, I'm Paul. You must know that. Well, it's P-A-U-L. You left out something. What? I love you. So stuff like that. Paul, I love you. So stuff like that. You can play that over and over. You can do it in an endless loop. And the longest I've gone doing that was about a good 20 minutes. Just non-stop doing that. Just until they kind of stopped, or I just got tired of it. I kind of just got tired of it. So, I mean, obviously you have to be able to keep the conversation going in terms of just jumping, because you're actually breaking rapport as you're doing it, bit by bit. Because you're not carrying on a long conversation. You actually jump from one topic to the next. But the fun part is, you keep them guessing with you. So, you may not know what you're doing, but if you keep on hearing it that way, they can't guess it. They're just thinking you're a really curious person who likes to ask a lot of questions.
You don't use the same techniques though as far as night game, day game. I mean, what is your strategy? What is your structure? What is your thought process?
For day game,
When you go looking around.
honestly, for day game, I do day game a lot because I find it great practice. And that's my mindset when I open a set, I'm not thinking, well, for the most part, I don't go into my mindset, I've got to get her number. What I'm thinking is, I wonder how far I can take this conversation.
Or you just, you
Yeah,
can make them think, hey,
Yeah.
this guy, you know?
that too. But I go in wanting, because I open day game sets, because eventually, when I meet that one girl I want to meet, I'm ready. I go up and I know all the things he's going to do. And to me, in my mind, it's a chess game. If I say this, I'm expecting her to move this way. I got perfect count for that. I say this like that. This one say this. I got this count for that. To me, it's a mind game when I do it. And that's why I go out and I do it.
So how would you ask, because this is something that I learned to do instead of doing something else, for another date, really, how would you ask for another meetup? What would it be, and what, I can tell you what works, like, for me.
To me, I have two ways to do that. I can either bring it into the conversation earlier and use that to close me. Like, I would probably bring up, you have an incredibly cute voice. Do you like to sing? Then I would I'll leave that alone for a while. I say, oh, well, kind of. That's great. Then I'll carry the conversation for maybe 4 minutes. I'll stop saying, you know what? I've got to go, but my friends that like to karaoke, I'm not really into it, but they want to do it. Won't come along with it. That's why my phone as I'm doing that. That way, it's kind of hard for me to say no, but I'll set that ahead of time as well. By saying it's great now. You're spontaneous, you're exciting, so it makes it a bit hard to say no to that. To give me her number, and then later on I'll just call her up. I'll call up through my friends. Say, let's go karaoke tonight. And I'll call her, hey, a few of my friends are going out tonight. Come on.
So it's like a no biggie. This is
It's not big.
The other thing is if you're doing like night game coffee.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let me get your number so maybe we can have a cup of coffee first. I'll call you. That type of thing. So like coffee, she'll get her coffee. That I don't know why it does it for them, but it's more of
It's not threatening, actually. It's not like a dinner.
it's not something like a date where you go pick her up with some roses and all this courting. It's more of a, you're going to meet up at a coffee shop. It's no biggie. She can roll right back to her car within 30 seconds if she finds it utterly boring. But if you can hold a conversation, she knows that she will have the option to stay. Or if you can't, she knows after the coffee is done, the conversation may be done. And she can roll. So for her and her thinking, yeah, that's non-threatening. I like this guy tonight. I want to see him tomorrow. I like box.
may get some step, but my rule is I don't stay more than 30 minutes. and I always have a fake photo. Yes, if I'm doing something else and I'm just conveniently near where she is, and I'll call her up and say, hey, I'm at these motors around the corner. Want to drop by for me? She comes in, I'll be watching her, but then I see her walk, then I'll open that photo to some random page, pick up my pencil, start tapping like that, and I've been thinking the entire time. She walk up, oh, Scotty, hi, how you doing?
The other thing, guys, is you can do this because this works as well. If a girl you're talking to her, let's say you use this technique of 30 minutes, and you say to her, now it doesn't have to have height or anything, but you pick it. You push your one, hold it down, that goes to your voicemail, you listen to it, and she might be there, and you might even, her hand is on the table, and you're listening, and you might go something like this. And it's just somebody talking on your voicemail, but it's innocent, and it's something about this phone that allows you to do that, because now you're just like this. You know, that wouldn't look too right. But if you're like this, you're like, you know what? I know something almost believable, so as it's not, my friend, my girlfriend, I said, just call it up. And this thing, we're going to have to end this one, but it's gone. Or, there's a lot of issues. Let's say that you're in a C1. You can do it where she's in your living room or something. You can also use this to feel comfort. And at that point, you can massage your hand. Something like that. Because you're on the phone listening to your voice messages. There's something magical about it which allows you to touch, because you're not totally on her, like, trying to make moves. It's more of a natural.
It's a great way to keynote.
Yeah.
I'd say remember too, like, go with your gut instinct on it, because after a while you'll know. Like, I can do a coffee day. I usually never will. I pull more of the, like, actually, I'm talking to her, I'm like, well, I'm probably having a barbecue or something on Tuesday if you want to stop by. And then it's more like, I have my other girlfriends over, I have, not like, girls I'm dating, but just so I have a lot of girl friends, right? And then I have, like, guy friends too, or my roommates are here, and it's totally non-threatening, it's just a party, and it's like, we're all eating. Again, I'm showing her, like, I'm throwing a lot of DHV, she's coming, hanging out at the house, she's interacting with my social circle, so I'm inviting her into the family in a way. At the same time, like, she's already going to see me, like, cooking hamburgers, stuff like that. Like, I'm feeding her, I'm showing her a meal, so it's like, it's not threatening, but it's like, she gets a chance to socialize too, and I don't have to focus all my attention onto her, because if I'm having a fucking coffee with her one-on-one, or having a beer with her at the bar, but at the same time, I can still go on a dinner date, and, like, I can still pull a nightstand like that by taking her dinner, and then if I know it's going well, I can still do the whole dinner and movie thing and get her back to the spot. So once you fucking have it down, it's gonna work your way either way.